Don't drink when you're teaching and stuff, Anthony. It's rude. Janice, Goddess Master of the Universe, how goes it? You ready to whoop these young people into shape?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah! Oh, you got a tattoo. Biker gal.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, of course. Wow. That'll shut me up. Does anybody have any unresolved issues or trauma or emotional difficulties or financial concerns? No? Unresolved trauma, confusion, mental confusion? See, this is like the rich person's kung fu outfit for you today. Because, I was born a Richie, so. La la la. I was just telling the old lady, street lady, who was wandering around and they want to get the mental health dog catcher pound over her head and send her to the nut farm. Oh, I was giving away food and money and stuff this morning out there and trying to hunt down demons. And this one lady, and she's wandering around and she's sleeping in her car. Oh, and I didn't tell you, honey, the bear was pushing her car last night. And the car doesn't work, and she got kicked out of the place and wear the same clothes for only about 3 months now. So, and I was saying, you got to focus, you got to focus and get outside of energy. Because if you don't do that, then you're just going to get whooped. So we can't get out of energy. We can't get out of for and against and what happened and where I am and where am I going and what's going on. And we think that force is going to change it. So then I went and I got some peaches, $1 each. When did peaches become $1 each? I know it's that way, but I didn't remember that. I have to buy more peaches, I guess. Every time I buy a peach, it's like $1, $1.50 each. And I'm like, what? Are they supposed to be like 20 cents or something? Anyway, then I gave it to this other lady who was half dead with the drugs and the whatever. I don't know what the hell they're doing. And she sells stuff at the kiosk, and I gave her one of my peaches, and I gave her $2. And the challenging thing all the time, who's writing, is how are you going to not be, oh, Katrina. Katrina wants to join the group. Okay, let me see. How do I do this? Let me let her in. We're going to let her in, Andrea, or should I charge her? I know a bunch of people didn't send in the monthly payment. I'm going to go back to $1,500 for 7 sessions or nothing. I have to get where's the link? Andrea, you're supposed to do this stuff. Will you send Katrina the link, please? Yeah? Okay, thanks.
Okay.
So today what we're going to do is we're all going to lick Janice's toes, but not in a sexual way. It's purely for the cleansing of the in between the toes. And if we do that, she might bless us. And I think you might be one of the only people powerful enough to heal this. Didn't we have fun yesterday, Opinder and Anthony? I was being a goofball and making faces and everything, and I just posted that session. I'm like, my mom's gonna see it. I'm like, I don't care anymore. There's just no time left. People dying everywhere, and Trump Biden, Trump Biden, Trump Biden, and all this stuff. And it just, the lady today, what are we going to do with that lady? What can I do? She's scared to death. This is a nice little town. She's got the same clothes on for 3 months, sleeping in the car, and nobody wants to kick her out. But now the people that, like to eat people, they're going to put the nut farm net over her head. And she's got money. I mean, in terms of Social Security, like 600 a month or something. Go get the room. So the purpose in the beginning of the class, honey bunny pudding pie cake, is to confuse everybody. So if you're confused and you don't know what the hell I'm doing, then I'm on track. Because what I'm trying to do is to find a way, in Qigong terms, since this is the Qigong class, find a way to create the inner need. Because, if that lady doesn't recognize her inner need, then they're going to put her in a nut place. And I said, maybe you want that, because then you're going to have food in the place and, won't be so bad. Her son just died. I used to buy him food now and then, adopted son. And the son died, maybe a year ago now, but they were going to the kidney dialysis like 2 times a week for 20 years, something wild. And then since he's passed, she went half loopy. So let Katrina in. Hi, and welcome to today's program. I'm glad you had a chance to make it. My name's Will Martino, and what we're going to do today is look into the inner teachings of Qigong. Well, this guy, I don't remember his name. Oh my God. So the moral of the story is that step 1, phase 1 is, I remember what I was saying. You got to have an unrecognized space of your own mind and body that wants to be loved, that wants to be graced, that wants to touch somebody that has extraordinary power and go ahead and change it and heal it for you. But if you don't even know that exists in you, nothing's coming in. So that's like the first step. Oh, there's Maggie. I'm sorry. I'm planning on doing miracles today, so just be patient with me. So I said to her, you have to choose. You're going to have to choose what you're doing today. Are you going to choose to nourish yourself emotionally? Or are you going to choose to go ahead and make yourself successful like you always wanted to be successful? That's what I'm worried about Andrea now. I'm going to do it. I got power now. Or Katrina, same story. Let's go. Yeah. I'll tell you what, here's something from the street in the world of hard knocks. Better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? So you want to, like what this morning, post office and, this thing and that thing and everywhere. And I give ice cream to the post office people and, I hunt the demons and, it's like a mission. And I get on the walkie-talkie with Honey and I say, this is a blueberry cupcake. This is a blueberry cupcake calling a strawberry honey pie, calling a strawberry honey pie. Do you copy over? And she says, this is a strawberry honey pie. This is a strawberry honey pie. Mission 478219 coming in loud and clear. Please report your current position. Because, I could die at any moment. All the shit I do. So I say, well, I'm in the alleyways. I'm hunting the demons. And I'm trying to understand how to keep the gal alive, and just chatted with somebody with a gun, which was another thing this morning, the guy with the gun. The last time I saw him, he's got a gun in the back here. He's getting coffee at the coffee place. Don't forget, this is a nice town. More people are walking around with guns. Did you ever see the gun sales? All kinds of people are walking around with guns in this country. And the one day he had the gun in the back there. So anyway, I'm talking with Lena, and so I check in every while so I don't get lost. Oh, I did let you in, Maggie. And then I go to the park, and I stand there. And I stand. No moving, no thinking, no speaking. Be still, be quiet. And I watch. And I always lose because there's always so much more than I can do. So then I have to find out, why am I weak here? Why don't I have proper way of speaking or listening here? And I start over through self-assessment. So if you want a miracle today, you got to slow down, stop, and reverse your search. If you're planning on an external solution for a personal problem, you will be disciplined. So to try to stop that from happening again, have the humility to recognize that everything that's talking to you, every sky and earth and stars, you know, if you're sitting right here, if you're very present, you're going to be seeing the stars. That's how you can check to see if you're here or not, whether you see the stars, whether you feel the wind on your skin. So when you're sitting here, when you're present, we noticed that now energy starts to come in to heal things, and you become this one organism type of a person. Your third eye is open. You can't be like the secret master over there. You're going to have to be the master in people's faces. And you can't do that without having a personal issue and a problem. If you're going to try to be beyond a problem, then you're going to have pain and health. So I try to remember that every time I try to be the great solution or protector or whatever head trip I'm on. I don't know what I'm doing. You understand? So path advancing appears retreating. Honey Pie, you didn't know I had you big on the picture this whole time I was talking, did you? All right. So step one is this idea of being, oh, did I do the record? I did. Being the recipient of grace, you could call it. So silence and stillness and spaciousness, that's the universe, you know. So on the other side of that is the miraculous kind of stuff. So if your mind is taking over and you want to generate energy and do something, it doesn't work that way. It works the other way. Recognize that space is eating forms. Silence is eating sounds. So you want to eat everything? You want to be the biggest pig and consumer and have all the energy and have all the power? Then be space and be silent. Because the shades of silence are the true meaning of words. Martin. Silence is like mental antiseptic. There's somebody, I don't know if it was Rumi or somebody that said, if what you say doesn't improve on the quality of silence, then don't say it. We want to speak because we're so starving and we're so lonely and we're so whatever. We want somebody else to verify us as being special. And your desire to be viewed as special and to be heard is ruining your maturing. Be a servant, wipe asses. And in that, now you get grace. It starts over. You have a new beginning, clean lease, fresh start, clean slate. So you got to kind of do that all the time, because our neurology and tendrality is the connections in psychic space. Neurology is neurology. It needs a tremendous amount of power to be reshaped. Character and personality and behavior. So that's all your opportunity for today, but it's only possible with starting over with, oh, I'm sorry, or, oh, I didn't understand, at least within yourself. You've got to have this first step accomplished. Now, you want to be held to get that accomplished? Okay, so be held. What do you want? You want to get your head knocked off for that to be accomplished? I can do that too. You have a negative, a neutral, and a positive relationship with life. Some things have to be grounded in yourself and other people. But the only thing that you can do is try to remember your role in it all. If you could do that, now you have the space for love to come in. But you know, if you look at me or you look at yourself or you look at somebody else, it's almost impossible to give the grace to have that humility, to be vulnerable, to be wrong, to be incompetent, to be all these things. The first step of miracles is based on all of that. Now, look, you want to do the second step first, Katrina? That's fine. You want to do the grace? That's advanced. You want to get the grace first and be beyond the matrix? It's okay with me, but you better do step one as well. Mostly we can't do the step one and we just keep with step two all the time. How do you do this? See this? That's my, that's the reality I live in. I live in that. Now, look, you might say I live in that too, and I respect that. But there's got to be some masters in your life to where your intellect and your senses are subject to instruction. That's the missing ingredient, not being a follower. Sorry, being a leader. So the step one, we're kind of getting to now, where you're just surrendered, you know. And usually, if you do this surrender, the other person will dismiss you. So then you develop a defense mechanism that says, oh, I shouldn't surrender, because when I surrender, they're going to dismiss me, they're going to judge me, they're going to attack my weakness. And that's exactly what you want them to do. Because then that projection is just like this. Isn't that fun when you screensaver? That's the Matrix movie, you know, if you never saw it. It's a bit violent and aggressive of a movie, but the themes are not violent and aggressive. You know, the themes are that this field of psychic magnetism is something you're watching. You're seated in a movie theater and you're watching a movie here. If you know that, then all of the for and against that's going on, it is something that you can work with. You can go into it and you can look into your neurology and you can find ways to change it so that you can fix that connection of depression, of addiction, of neurosis. So this whole thing is based on the first step, I'm telling you, is based on being able to say, I'm sorry, things like that. I'm sorry that I can't explain this to lots of people. I'm sorry about that because I wish that I could. But here's another way to look at it. If you do the step one first, then you get this tremendous experience of your own feeling of grace coming into where it is that you need healing. Most of the time, we got to do step one, their exposure of problems, before we can do Tai Chi and connect to the nature and get the miracle. And it's very uncomfortable and uncoordinated. But if you can do the step two as step one and just get the grace and really expand your senses to the sky and to the earth and to the trees and to everything, now you're connected. Connectivity is power. So if you think about it, it's hard to drop the defense mechanisms because then somebody's going to point at your problems. So you can analyze me and point at my problems. That's a lot easier to do, huh? But I would say do it the other way. Then people don't know it, but you run away with the prize all the time. Because you're able to have this connectivity of the light through the window. You're able to have this stillness and silence that causes you to have suspended animation. Time passing without any notice or concern. But not beyond the mind and brain. Right here with 8 billion people in your face. You really can do that. Questions, comments before we start to segue towards Qigong? Just one. Just one question. Come on, Andre. What are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
Go.
All right, I got a question. I can't help it. I'm the inquisitor. What can I say? It's very difficult for me to ask a question because you just taught me to listen. So
that's correct. Yeah, I'm going to do the opposite. As soon as you get the 1 point, then I'll say the opposite immediately.
okay. So I was actually in a debate last night with some friends. Somebody stated their opinion, and it was about honesty. He was talking about how sometimes he can't speak the blatant, what do you call it, brutal honesty because certain people are defensive and it'll trigger them. Or like his mom, for instance, if he told a true story about what happened, she would get like freaked out. And well, just trying to preface this question. And so people jumped on his case. Well, that's not technically honest and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And then I might have done what you were just saying. I'm not sure. So I'm going to ask. I just, instead of telling the other people my opinion about what I thought was right and this is what it was or whatever, I just let them know what I would do in my situation. And just sort of like from a perspective of, I try to put into a question. So when you talk about not sort of defending yourself, your position, the psychic battle or whatever, but
Yeah,
still
born
being able
against, analyzing the outside. We're kind of all stuck on that. And that's what causes problems.
So how do we communicate, say, express our belief without coming off as I'm telling you, something that I know because I think I know more than you, basically.
When you express yourself, if I can generate trust that this is going to be a healing atmosphere and silence and extended attention span and all these kinds of things, then you're going to express yourself. And when you express yourself, if it enters into spaciousness, in other words, if everything you say doesn't touch something sensitive in me and have a dialogue about it that then wants me to say something, but I actually am listening to you as though you're the teacher. For me, you are always my teacher, my healer, my savior. That's how I roll. So, I had no choice but to listen to God in front of me. So that's why I got to beat myself, because I don't listen. Right, Katrina? So if I try to listen a little more, then your expression falls on emptiness and you pull back. When you pull back, now you're afraid, now you're pulling back because you were just so accepted that you're like, kind of like that. So no matter what anybody's saying, they're saying something of value. Doesn't matter who they are and what they're saying. The electricity coming through them is God. What the electricity is used for, what words, what kind of listening, that's another story. One white light on the projector screen of life, many scenes on the screen. So when you're not in the dream of all of these scenes in the movie theater, you can be very, very spacious. And being spacious and timeless, the other people fall into line. They all of a sudden fall into line. They become calm and grounded. You're a walking miracle person. But you got to have a lot of gravity to deal with a lot of chaos to be able to pull that off. You can't just have it here. We all have it here. I want you to have it in hell. The hell of your neurology, the hell of who you are. So if I, accept your projection and it actually exposes where I'm off or where I'm wrong or where I don't understand, and then I try to listen better and I say, okay, Katrina's not concentrating, but that's normal. So I'll just shut up a little more and wait until she locks on and listens. And then I'll start to give her the miracle that she's here for because I'm going to respect her. So if I do that, if I can prove to her that I care about her, then that's it. She's going to feel, she'll pull back because the expression will start to enter into void. When you're really spacious, like Janice, when you're really spacious and the expression is being listened to, then you're going to be exposed. And once you're exposed, you're going to pull back. And when you pull back, that's when the person can do the miracle. So that's a way that you can moderate your communication with the other people. It's always a software program in terms of cat, friend, tree. You know, everybody has a different like. Maybe some people you can't. The so if you were an angel, for example, wouldn't you have to talk Spanish to Carolina? And wouldn't you have to talk hair to Andrea? Wouldn't you? And wouldn't you have to talk channeling to Katrina and guides and masters? Wouldn't you have to talk compassion to Janice? Wouldn't you have to talk? I mean, you know, there's the different formats. So yeah, to try to come up with one voice is really hard. So I remember today I was talking to somebody, parking lot, another person, and they wanted to get into the whole mask and the other masks and no masks and Trump and Biden and everything. And I have certain opinions, but I said, you know, I really just want to kind of say something because everybody's listening. So the more mature you get, the more you can have a voice that works for everybody. But in the meantime, you're going to have to talk Spanish in Spanish land and so forth. So according to the person's best receptivity, their psychology, who they are. Did I do any good there? Or what do you think, Master Antony?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I was talking to the angry person and I did step back and was present for a second and I realized that me being angry isn't going to help this person. So I tried to come from more of a, you know, still being an ego guy, facts, right? My facts that I believe. But for most of the part, I did come from compassion. Like I felt for this person. He was angry. He was having a hard time. And in a way, I tried to console him a little bit, but I'm realizing that I don't know how to communicate very well.
There's a beautiful dance between the absolute and the relative. You get one moment of profound grace, that's wonderful, and it's beyond your software program, and then you come into the relative and you're like, oh my God, my behavior is so wrong in this sense and that sense. That's why the grind of having a need to change. Katrina! And by having a grind to having a need to change is important. It'll save you from getting hurt in life. To realize I not only have done this wrong for 30 years, I did it wrong 2 days ago, and I can't stop. The very meaning of addiction. Now, if you don't know about it yourself, and I'm going to always just reveal that. And if you want to judge me for not being perfect, then I guess I'm worthy of that judgment. So I don't know what to do about that part, but just be sorry and try to do better. But I would rather come from the place of transparency about that and try again. Once you clean the slate, you can try again. The only species that survive are those that self-reinvent. Nobody survives unless they become a new person all the time in their psychology, neurology, listening, speech. So you should totally surprise everybody in your life and become a different person all the time, because whoever is in your life, they know you as a particular person. But if what you're doing today is pursuing self-healing and finding a way to feel like you're cared about as an individual and things like that, then you're going to have enough courage to say, darn it, I can try again. It's never going to be good enough for your critical intellect or somebody else, but you can become different. You can have a new life today, a beautiful new life. You really can. I do all the time because I don't know, I'm so blown out that I don't have any. I have a pattern of having to self-reinvent and not know who I am and start over all the time. Yeah. Over the years, you might just become wonderful. Katrina's taking that one. She's eating me now. You see it? Okay, let's go practice. Oh, look at the garden. Om Hasatoma Sadgamaya. Honey bunny, we left the stuff out yesterday. There's sunflowers everywhere. Uh-oh. I had to show them the garden, honey. I know we didn't see it yet, but yeah, sunflowers, and you see the giant pumpkins in there, the tomatoes. You all have watched this garden from nothing. Raspberries, all kinds of beans, sunflowers and marigolds everywhere. Those back there are mammoth sunflowers. Corn. I wonder what the corn's looking like. We'll go in there later. That's another sunflower coming. These are all sunflowers. And the flowers in the front are doing wonderfully. They've been blooming for, what is it, 3 months, honey? I don't know how they're blooming so long. Salad actually blooms. These are cucumbers. Salad blooms, those little daisy-looking flowers. That's part of a salad plant. And kale everywhere. Oh, this one opened, honey. Look at that. More marigolds. Those were 2 marigolds. That big bunch of marigolds there. Hopefully the angle's good. I don't know. You should see these little streamers to have the birds not eat everything when the wind's blowing. It's pretty fantastic looking. Training is uncomfortable. The train means you're in some area where there's discomfort in your mind, in your body, in your neurology, and you're working through that. You're creating a new neurology. So if everybody would please rise. Do you know what the Spanish national anthem is? I said this to Honey Bunny yesterday. I mean, in America, the Spanish national anthem is, Jose, can you see? Remember, we used to do that in school, right, Janice? I pledge allegiance to the flag. They don't do that stuff anymore. No more God, no more. Okay. Just bounce around. Where's Anthony? Come on, bounce. You want to be a gorilla, Anthony? Boy, could Andrea do a fitness video or what? The body is important for the mental health. So just do 5 minutes a day or something, these Qigong things or whatever. So just bounce around. You can do what you like, but do something. If you structure it and say 5 and make it get done once a day, you'll be very happy over the years that you did. Anthony, Marshall time. We're doing Marshall Friday, Anthony. What is it, tomorrow, huh? Okay. That's good. You see the difference of limberness of Anthony in the last 6 months, you guys? Whole nother world, you know. So let's keep on working on it without breaking anything, will you? And stop healing people. That's terrible. Anthony and Opinder are on Kauai Island. Is that not cool? I guess there's a volcano like right around the corner or something. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you said, but I believe it. Okay, now turn your body back and forth. Be very careful, but turn it like this. You want to loosen up your spine. Very careful. You're going to extend your attention span over the next hour here. Move your body, Opinder, from your hips, not your arms. That's pretty good, Andrea. That's pretty good, Janice. Honey bunny, that's good. Where's Maggie at? Okay, that's good. Don't lead with your arms or your shoulders. Watch. You see this? Move like this. Move so that your body, your hips are turning your body. When you open a cabinet, when you turn your body one way or the other, make your feet and your hips do it. Feet, feet, feet. It's the connection of your brain to the earth is your feet. The earth is underneath you there. So try to find that earth underneath you. Okay. Looking back of you. Good. Looking back of you. You'll notice the psychic energy of what's in back of you is very important. So you want to sense what's in back of you a lot. Go for backup. Develop guts, intestinal fortitude, balls or ovaries, roots that go deep. Those are the meaning of the chakras, remember? Good. How many people feel that, you could just stop that part now and answer this for me. How many people feel that you're a sponge to other people's problems or energies or things like that? Yeah. I felt Janice about a minute ago. And so how do you have some type of cushion with that? Root. Your body is the ground wire of your brain. Your body downloads and digests the energy and information of your brain. So embodiment means not being stuck in your head. Being stuck in your head means that you're in psychic energy all the time. Who are you? Who am I? If there's not two people in your life, if it's just one big organism, it becomes a lot easier to have a lot of gravity, a lot of feet. So you want to exchange this being the source of nourishment to that being the source of nourishment. Feet, touch the earth. Have a symbiotic relationship with the earth. Every time you get up and get down, when you turn, when you wash dishes, make sure you're aware that your feet are the root of the flower here. You got to have a stalk and you got to have roots. If you just have a head, which is what the human problem is, then you have trouble because it sucks the marrow out of your bones. It sucks the digestive power. It sucks the sexual vitality. So when you land a little bit, if somebody puts their hand on your forehead and you feel like you're cared about, and you get that from your My Favorites list, you're not going to get it from somewhere else. You have two things. You have your My Favorites list and you have the Scribbles map. That's the same for every human being. It's not going to change. You need to be a student of that, not an author of mastery in your own system. That should just happen, you know. But what you're trying to do is to remember the good thing and be the recipient of the universe, the stars and the trees. And you should walk around like that. alone, abandoned. Nobody's going to understand you or value you. That's cake. That's extra. You've got to be self-responsible with the universe. Anyway, we'll do this one. So you're opening to the stars, the specific instruction. You got opening to the stars. The stars are coming in your head to your throat. Ah, hum. Zen bow is like this. Your hands like this. Let me see your hands like this. Put them like close, Katrina, so I can see them. Uh-huh. Watch her face between now and 20 minutes. Like this. Oh, that's great, Janice. Why do I want to say knees, Andrea? Because I can't see them? Oh, she's got knees. She's like, I got knees. Okay. Oh, look at my honey bunny. Master ate it up. Okay. Oh, that's great. Look at that. Opinder and Anthony. It's just really good. All right, now, sky and earth. Sky and earth. So you can't be in shock with your head and in psychic energy. Then you can't receive the blessing of sky and earth, right? So you're going to have to let go. One, two. Tickle your belly button, Andrea. Everybody's got to tickle their belly button. Andrea hates belly buttons. That's why I said that. But actually, that's an instruction. Tickle your belly button. So use your mind to tickle your belly button now and then, because you got to come down into you got to come out of your head. So what does tickling do with each other? Well, that's what happens when you. So you're going to have that. A great meal does that, right? So you're going to have this sky and earth, and it's going to go in the positive sky, and the negative, in the good sense of negative, is going to go into your belly. Huang Ting, Shantai. That means that the miracle is created in your here, but you're bringing it in from sky and earth. 3, put this like this. Yeah, I'm going to look into everybody's eyes, and if you're not one with the sky and earth, I'm going to shit myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Maggie, loosen it up a little bit. See if you can pass some gas. Try to really just see if you can just do a little one, not a big one, not much. Just try to concentrate. Do you have any, beans or anything? Just concentrate. There might be one in the chamber. Just concentrate. Concentrate. Okay, good. Like this. Now, loosen those fingers or I'm going to smack them. Right. So you can notice your state of mind from your fingers. Loosen your fingers. Good. And now put this right hand on top of the left and just go like this. Try to start to feel the magnetism. 1, 2, 3. When you do the 1, 2, 3, you are imagining the compression of a balloon or a spring. And the 3 times gives you a succinct, doable, and repeatable method to make more energy be sent. Like if you were pushing on something, it would go to the muscles, but that magnetic energy, scientific reality, is not going into the muscles because your fingers and everything is relaxed, very loose. That generates power in the psychic field. So you want to be kind of impenetrable to the psychic field. So you're building amplitude now. And how you build coherence is by working on frequency. That means that you see where it is in your shoulder and your gut and your wherever that you're sad or lonely or off or do bad or something, and you suffer the exposure of that. Turn this over. And the world actually changes it because it's going to point it out to you. But if you can do no wrong or whatever, now you're really going to get it. So you want to always have this humbleness. Good. And like this. And like this. And now I'm going to look in everybody's eyes. You didn't forget the sky and earth, did you? You know, I taught 1,000 people, I don't know how much, and nobody lasts 10 seconds before they forget sky and earth. So I'm always saying, sky and earth, sky and earth. Because fearful clinging keeps you separate from being one with nature and God and all that. Okay? Fearful clinging is in your head and it's in your problems, and it's so we're trying to add grace to the problems this way. 1, 2, that's great. Good. Okay. Now we do the left side. When you start training, you're going to steadily slow down and become more embodied over time. So if you're going to train for 30 minutes and you're going to do a little physical, a little psychological, a little energy, throughout that 30 minutes, you're going to slow down more until you reach the place of being calm and centered and nourished and healed again, cleared of all karmas. This way, follow my movements. Don't do your own thing. Like this. Like this. Thank you. Left over right. Now we're doing left side. Like this. You see, no matter what, we want to do our own thing. You don't get the transmission of real teachers if you do your own thing. What are real teachers? Not me, for one, but a sage, saint, Wudang priest. Why don't you have that? It's this way. 1, 2, 3. Not disembodied. Real people. They're all over the place. This way. Oh, I forget what I'm doing. This way, like this. Sorry. And then 1, 2, 3. Sorry if I forgot anything. This way. Left on top. 1. Spring. No, slow down, Maggie. 1. So now you're becoming conscious of your body, and you've, like Janice, you've forgotten troubles, and you've become absorbed in the process here. That's all you got to do is extend your attention span on your own self-healing. It comes from my favorites list in the Scribbles mat. If you just follow like a duck and do whatever it is that your stuff is, then you have a training program. One, 2, 3. Who wants to do push hands? Anybody? You want to do it, Katrina? She's such a storm. Who's in that car? Hey! How's everybody doing? Out for a Sunday drive?
Or Thursday.
Very nice.
Yeah, we've got a long road trip ahead.
Good. Well, I'll be with you the whole way.
All right.
All right, let's see the hand, okay? The hand up. Okay, now I'm going to push. Uh-oh, his signal's going. All right, just present your left hand out like this. Okay, now I'm going to touch and let's see how your body responds. Okay, good. Push. Push, push, push. Don't collapse in. That's great. All right. Let me push. All right, push. You might need to have your eyes open. Okay. Sky and earth. Be still. I'm going to push. And now you push. Okay. Now I'll push. When you come back from some type of meditative solitary thing, you want to dynamically engage your history, the people in your life, and this environment that's around you. Push. Now I push. So you can see how there's an energetic sensitivity, right, between us both. What I want you to do is to do true push hands, which in Kung Fu is a really rare thing, but it exists. It means that energy turns into spirit. So you push on me, push. And I accept everything as though I just was dead. But it's a different kind of death. So I'll push. So you don't want to have energy. When the energy is an illusion, spirit is reality. Energy means that there's this person over there, he's driving and you're in the passenger seat and the cars are out there and the kids are at home, and that's the world of energy. That's what's on that phone, the matrix. That's not the reality. The reality is you're sitting here, you're present, and all of the material world is this projector on the theater, and there's no polarity, right? That's what you want, is no polarity. Well, that's the master. The master doesn't have energy or polarity. The master has cleaned himself out so much by trying to understand how to change and mature. And they say in the Tao, why are they invincible? Because the tiger finds no place to land its claw. That means that if I touch, there's nothing it touches, because you're infinite space. You're in love. You're happy. You found what's beyond the nightmare. And you found that the nightmare has a purpose to show you where you're not listening, where you're attempting a separate existence. Push. Oh. All right, let's try the other hand. That was great. You see, our longing is to express ourselves, but really we should be receptive. I'm going to push. Okay, you push. Nice. Now, when you see me turn my hand, change. You have to instantly adapt. What did I write there? You have to instantly adapt, like driving a car. In the world of energy, in the world of matrix, that world of energy has to have instant adaptation to turn to spirit. Otherwise, you get locked in conflict. Push. Now I push. Right. An instant adaptation. Push. So you move fast. Go ahead, push fast. And I'm stick connected here, follow. Not resisting, not letting go. So you become this, I don't know, this meeting place for all the energies around you. So the eyes, when you look into the eyes of somebody who's in that state, there's no bottom. We're trying to create more of that inner spaciousness by recognizing the scribbles map. Thanks. All right, let's try the Taiji. This is the original Taiji form. We practiced it a few times. It's easier to go to that video And if you need it, just message me. But I've sent along a video of basically the best example of temple Tai Chi that exists out of any video there is anywhere. And this guy is a medical doctor, Chinese medical doctor, and a legend. And the way that he moves really has got that energy. So if you duplicate his moves, you'll be able to learn Tai Chi movement in daily life. How you turn and say hi to the person next to you. How you stand up. I do it with every movement and nobody knows it. Years ago, I used to exaggerate it, opening a door, you know. Now I do it and nobody has any idea. If I open a door, my feet position and I open the door. If I open a cabinet, my feet position and I open a cabinet and I close the cabinet. But you don't have to do it exaggerated so you look more nuts than you already look. You can just do it without people knowing. And then what happens? Your brain goes in your body more. That's the key to superpower, physical magnetic energy. So when spirit touches the body, when a good event happens in the body, your magnetism soars. But you're stuck on magnetism. You can't get out of magnetism. What I'm saying is that you want all the energy, you want whatever, get out of magnetism, go to spirit. And then when you come back from that, face that this is the world of the worst hells and the best heavens. And you need to make sense of those things. So you're going to have to face the hells and face the heavens. And how you heal your mind is through service. There's nothing else that heals the problems of the ego. 45 degrees of the feet. So my feet are like that. You want to see them? Like this. 45. All the way through the right foot. You could just do it sitting in the car, I guess. And then step out straight. Now, when you move, you don't want to really have too big of a wide of a stance. That's for more martial purposes in Tai Chi, when you see people doing those wide stances. You want to move so that your feet are underneath your shoulders. And you want to move like a dancer, every movement you make. All right, when you're standing here, the palms are facing directly in back. There's eggs underneath the armpits. Perineum is inhaling and exhaling. The belly is inhaling and exhaling. Put your hands on your ribs and begin inhaling and exhaling, moving just the ribs. Really great idea to do this before you begin the form or now and then in your life, because it's going to be another way that your brain is going to come into your body more. And then like this, palms facing directly in back of you, elbows bowed out a little bit. Inhale 3 times, and as you do, when you're inhaling, you're pulling your perineum up. When you're exhaling, you're pushing it down. You can do that while you're driving. Just bounce them up and down while you're driving. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's good, Katrina. But just make it soft when coming back here. The more you relax, the more energy can flow along your nerves. So relaxation in your tissues creates more current to come from the environment. And when you do this, you're always going to be in conflict with the environment because everybody wants the energy and you're getting the energy. So you have to kind of manage that, but that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How soft can your fingers be? That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4. More relaxation, more your body can have current. So the current of magnetism that comes from being elevated spiritually or attitude, you feel happy or you feel better, the current is stronger. Now you can use that current to go into your neurology and fix stuff. Traumas, ignorances, incompetences. But again, you know, if you don't have the need to change anything or heal anything, then what the hell you think you're going to do in the future? Come on. All right. Do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab the energy ball. So now your hand should be hot or magnetic. That's good. Just turn to the side and grab the energy ball. One hand is underneath where your hip is, meeting your torso, and the other hand is palms down, area of your chest. That's good. Now you're in the proper place, separate from magnetism. That's pretty good. Okay, this way, and then go forward as if you were changing your weight, or change your weight actually. And then step your foot forward. That's good. Oh, step your foot forward outwardly. So you see my feet. Watch. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's gap. You don't ever want your feet close together when you're turning. That's how people break their hips and hurt themselves. When your feet cross over or your feet are close. No, make sure that there's always a gap when you're turning your body. You want to take the one foot and just do whatever, that's going to hurt your brain. The body is the brain while you have a body. So if you're not in the transcendental place, if you're here with mind and body, you want to be very conscious of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that? There's a little gap there. Now you have stability. So if you're picking up a box or you're taking a plate out of the cabinet, you have stability, and it helps your brain. 45 degrees of the feet. All the way through the right foot. Step out with the left foot, or whichever way you're doing, it's okay. Okay, turn in on the heel, so now both your feet are straight. So now you got the miracle, right, Katrina? See? Changed everything. Once we can find a way to pop the bubble and feel a little better, you'll start to realize now you're beyond man and woman, left and right, right and wrong. You really get into a field of super coherence. So you can do that, but you have to keep training. There's no such thing as skill developed without training. That's nonsense. You have to train yourself, train your mind, train your emotion, and it all starts with the self-assessment of, oh, I need to do this better, and so forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good, Andrea. You're getting it. 6. Hold the weight on the other foot. And then step out. 7. Don't put your foot in front of your other foot, Janice, because then you got no balance, no lateral balance. You want to make sure when you're moving around in this world that you got space in between your feet. Unless you're being, you know, a real servant and you got the little, you just want to listen to people. And do that too. Then your feet can be together. But when you got to land yourself and take back your power, you want to make sure when you step that there's space between the 2 feet. 45 degrees. All the way through the right foot. Step out with the left. This is the original Taoist temple Tai Chi form. Most important thing is sky, earth, body, building sexual energy, digestive energy, and psychological refinement. If you feel like somebody's strong enough in your life or something, you can have an issue. It's allowed. And then you can make it better. Like this. So your my favorites list, only that is going to give you that. This way. The one hand is outside. This hand comes forward. Whoosh. Okay, and when you're doing this movement, have your whole body do the movement. Right. All right, and you want to do it so it's in front and it's about here. It's not overextended, but it's here. If you need to reach for something that's far or pick up something far, shuffle your feet to pick it up like a real old person will do. They learn that because they don't want to fall. But just be a dancer. Let me see Maggie. Okay, now you see, watch Maggie do that. Do that again, please. Okay, now do it about 1,000 times smoother and put your hand out like this. Ballet. Think ballet, I guess. Whoosh. Now your hand is a lot more powerful. Just like this, soft. Don't come over there. Don't go over there. Stay where you are, right here. Just put it in front so that your palm is on the other side of your body, in front, a couple feet, but not out far. So therefore, in and out of the car, putting a seatbelt on, taking a seatbelt off, walking in a store, pushing a shopping cart, whatever you're doing, you're whole. You're not, your mind is not like over there or imbalanced. Very whole. Put your palms out like this. We'll work on it. Just hold your palms. Make sure the palm is in front of his face so he can't see the road. Like this. If you want, you can just turn your palm and put it on his face like this. That's good. And then just breathe. He might need a little picking or something. It might be in there. Left hand forward, right hand back, palm. There's a statement in the scriptures of Kung Fu. If you have a forward, there must be a back. If you have a right, there must be a left. So if you're bringing your left hand forward, you must be aware of this, because otherwise psychic magnetism can get in on you there. So in the physical world, it's all about the sea of psychic magnetism. And you've got to be so spacious that all of it has a home in you and it gets synthesized and turned into spirit. That's what develops tremendous gravity and tremendous presence. Now with your right hand, wash the field. All the way around to the back left shoulder. Touch and wash. Then the left hand comes up. This is called wash the field. Before we did one finger Zen. And the first movements of the original Tai Chi form. If you don't see that wall and that ceiling and that road and that person, then you're not going to be washing it. Good. Now, make sure you have a lot of root. Don't pour so much energy out of your hands that you come up off the earth. The earth is your safety mechanism to remember embodiment. Keep going. That's good. Janice, if you don't have the sky and the earth, then you got nothing. Because it's your larger body. So your eyes have to soften into receptivity, be in your mystic place, and have the courage to face other people with it, whether they get grounded or whether they get healed. That's great. Remember the sky and the earth, because it's the only way to have a lot of power with your hand and to not be taken off your square. Otherwise, the wind will pull up your plant, the wind of psychic magnetism. Let me see. Can I see your eyes, honey bunny pie? All right. Thank you. Sky and earth, 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 sky and earth. So the person in front of you or the car that you're driving around or whatever, that's going to make you so afraid that all you can do is focus on them. But the fastest race car driver, the greatest PhD, the whatever, they are spacious and connected, and they can move and shake faster than anybody. So keep watching the field and keep slowing down more as we begin to segue towards meditation. Oh, there's a deer over there. Should we go say hi to him? Hi. Oh, wow. You want to have some water? We have a pump here. Are you going to run away or you want to say hi? I see you're panting. Here. Come on. Say hi to the people. You'll be a star. Come and have some water. Here. The water's right there. Come on. Right here. Come on. You want an apple, huh? I fed an apple to the deer out of my mouth one time. Why are you panting so much? Go in the shade or have some water. Babaji. Andrea, draw me a scribbles map of you. Draw one. As we see, heart and belly. And feet. What's that say? Back or back?
That's the back of my body.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the back of your heart, has there been
Mhm.
pain or?
Yeah, it's tight.
Mm-hmm.
Back.
In the back of the lower back there
Yep.
then?
Tight.
Okay.
And the bottoms of my feet tight.
That's like a Maggie deal. She's like the feet torture person. Right, Maggie? You better be a good girl. I'll show up there. You think I won't? How about you, honey bunny pie? Can you show me something? Draw a little scribbles, Matt? You have a piece of paper around? Come on, let us hear your voice. For God's sakes. You want one?
I don't have it yet, but I'll think about it.
Yes, ma'am, right away. All right. I'll do it. What do you think, Katrina? What do you got going on?
I have the back of my neck
Oh,
and my
that's
leg.
because of Anthony. He's been hurting my neck for a week. What else? What else have you got?
My shoulders,
Right or left or both?
right shoulder, and
How about you?
my heart as well, the front part of my heart.
Front part of the heart. Okay. How about you, Janice? Can you draw something and show us, or you want to just tell us? Look how clean and neat her place is.
Mine is my hip area. Always my hip area.
Which one?
Both.
Okay. Write this down, please, everybody, if you can. Reach the bones to soak the bones. You're going to have to become so aware of your body that you can feel your bones. How do you reach the bones with your mind? A big part of personal healing, personal strength, and you see it in the lives of sages and saints, is this ability to experience the bones. So the bones create the blood. If you over give out like Anthony does, then you're going to get your bones sucked dry like he did. And Opender's like, yeah. You see, because he's very, very wonderful healer and externally focused and so compassionate. Really, but I don't even know if you know that about yourself hardly, you know, because the self-criticism is what makes you so great. You know, there's a dance between self-criticism and greatness. So if you want to get to your hips, if you want to get to your bones, you have to reverse the energetic direction. So if you're in love, if something new happens in your life between you and your spouse, and all of a sudden you're like looking at them, I'm going to do that to honey later. I'm going to go to the garden and I'm going to do my manly duty. Go, ah! So if that happens today with your husband, you know, he comes home and he got infected by something, you know, I don't know what happened, but he got the love bug and the flowers come on and he's like, oh my God, I didn't honor you like I was supposed to. I'm such an idiot. Can I make you dinner? And you know, this whole thing. Then your eyes are going to change direction. You're not going to look out. You don't want to look out anymore in your life. There's no time for it. You want to be in your secret magical place now and allow your inner nourishment, your inner secret kingdom world to have this approval from your conscious mind that says, yeah, I can move and shake if I have to. If I have to go fast, think fast, whatever, I can do that. Rather than being in shock all the time that you're going to have to manage this thought and this thing out there. That's what outgoing eyes do. People in love don't have outgoing eyes. So you want to have the honeymoon effect or the love effect all the time. And when you don't have that, you want to say, well, I don't have that because of my own stupidity or wrongness or ignorance or incompetence. you better blame yourself. You don't have to be so sensitive to self-blame that it pushes you into shock and makes you throw up all the time. You can take it and be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm in process. I'm like, worm, bird, gorilla, dolphin. I'm like any one of them. I'm just on a wheel here. It's okay for me to be in process. So if you get that love, now you start to have this experience of the inner world where it's very, very clear about the nooks and crannies of your body. The most important nook and cranny of your body is the center of your bones. If you can drive that car and be aware of the center of your bones and the root in the sky, that's when you're not going to get in an accident. And that's when you're going to be able to meditate and have a great old time. When you go quiet and find yourself in here. So we've got these 3 steps, right? After being a monk, 3 traditions, owning, operating martial arts school, super school, hard knock, other 12 books. What I came up with is these 3 steps is really how you can get to advanced meditation, so you can have hope to be able to, I guess, be happy or be healed. So for you to really receive the healing that allows, like if the husband was there later, Janice, and did all that kind of dancing, like I said, you have no problem in opening up to the flow of energy of the environment, the whole world, the whole life, the everything, because you feel supported. You've got some power on you. So that power can only happen from the My Favorites list. You're not going to do this class and do that class and do this thing and do that thing. It will never work. You're going to keep yourself in hell. You have to define, is this changing my hormones? Is this changing my breathing patterns? And ultimately, is this changing my behavior? Am I able to listen better? Am I able to speak better? Am I able to sleep better? It's not complicated, but it is subject to assessment. So first step is remove the covering. Feel like you're safe right now. Because guess what? We're all safe right now. Can you imagine those tragedies and the horrors? How about that lady in town? How about the guy wearing the gun? How about that's all around you. That's in your neighbors and your communities. How about the people dying and being raped and being killed right now? So I think it's probably a good idea to try to be grateful and slow down. What are you saying, Katrina? You agreeing? Oh, look, she's all healed. Click the link at the bottom of the screen, and for $5, I'll send you a prayer club. Oh. Can't hear you, Katrina. What are you saying? Bless us. Bless us with your transcendental wisdom. What must I do to be saved?
Disagree.
Just agree? Yes, Master, I agree. Okay, now next 10 breaths, challenge yourself. How long can you make your breath? So I don't want you to dissociate and to go into the spirit right now. I want you to just challenge your own mind and your own body to become super long. So 10 seconds on the way in, 10 seconds on the way out. If you can pause, pause. Go. Your mouth should light up like a sweet kiss or a sweet bite of food instantly. Your body should have that magnetic heat instantly. You can train yourself to make that happen. Keep going longer, 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 longer. Then, of course, you know, like tie-dyeing a cloth, over the years, you could become changed because you're being dipped in magic waters. Every time you have a wonderful experience, thought's a problem. So if you have thought all the time, then you haven't started to learn. Feel peace of mind without thought. Go beyond energy, have a moment, and come down into your body. Longer breath, longer breath. Fall in love, become happy. Clear the slate, however wrong you are or they are. Start over. Clean it now. And the rest of the trip and the rest of the day just might be wonderful.
Wudang Taoist
This
guided
is Master
meditation
Chen.
for internal
I was the cook
alchemy.
for him and student for him and his disciples. He's one of the
This is
most
a
famous Kung Fu and
continual
Qigong teachers in the world.
meditation for self-healing.
And you know, I was the head of security and cook for the
Preparation
Guru, the Beatles,
advanced
Major Retreat Center.
alchemy practice.
You know, all these wonderful
So
credits,
this is the
right?
first stage.
Super School of Hard Knocks, I don't let on. It's too scary. I'll tell you someday.
First, we're
It'll be
gonna
out in an
regulate
expose.
body, breath, and mind.
But
Let's
listen,
choose
the
sitting
transmission's the
posture,
only thing that can help you.
sitting on a chair. with
So
the
this
feet
is a
apart,
guy that
shoulder
was
width,
raised on Wudang Mountain.
both foot pointing straight forward.
You have to
parallel.
find real masters and learn from them.
Upper body
It's not
in
gonna
the
work
late
otherwise.
90 degrees.
I hope you can just believe me on that.
If you consider healthy,
So this guy is
then
like
sit
that.
At least half chair before the back do not touch the chair.
It's all in the transmission. It's all in being
If
receptive
you're not
to
so
receiving the
balanced and
transmission
healthy,
from real masters.
you can sit
You
all the
ain't a
way
real
back,
master.
let your back
Neither am
supported
I.
by the chair.
So just stop that before you get hurt.
Or you're sitting on the floor. Choose a
Receptive,
sitting cushion
settle
under
down,
the-
quiet
under the
down,
tailbone,
and
supporting the
accept
spine
magic,
straight
you know,
up.
accept somebody saying, you know what, I love you and I'm going
Put
to
both
clean
hands
up your
together.
stuff. I'm going to take it on.
Ma'am, please
That's what real masters are.
grasp your right thumb
Can't really,
with your left hand,
you can't do it without that. So
touching your left hand with right hand.
just feel the
grab
vibe,
together.
and lengthen the breath,
This we
make
call
sure the car is
inhale
safe,
and seal.
the place is safe, children are safe, and go
Or
deep,
You can choose
just like falling in love and being
left
happy and being
hand
turned on.
on
That's the
top of
catalyst,
the
it's the
right
sexual
hand.
element.
and left thumb.
It's when
Keep
the
the
hormones and the
thumb touching
magnetism soar in
together.
your body. And you're going to use that to
Inhale.
clean
Please
out your
exactly
spine,
do
clean out your
opposite.
marrow. That's the most advanced teaching in
Inhale,
Qigong. It's
please
called the
let your
marrow
right
washing
hand
classic.
Grasp left thumb in the middle, then left hand outside of your right hand. Or put your right hand above your left hand, thumb touch. The first we call Tai Chi seal. The second we call primordial seal. Sit upright. Let the tip of your tongue touch the roof of your mouth right behind the upper teeth. Gently close your mouth. Allow the breath in and out from your nostril. Push your head straight up as if you're pushing a cup of water on top of your head up. So this way preventing your head down or up. So to lower your chin a little, so this way the chi on your spine can go straight up. Relax your breath. The breath required from natural to reverse breath. In the beginning, you can breathe naturally. After that, start
You don't need to
returning
understand what he's saying
reverse
so
breath.
much, but just get the feeling.
As you
You're
breathe
raised
in,
on Wudang Mountain, the
contract
source of
your
the real
anus
chi power
and
stuff.
up.
Totally different than what
As
you
you
know
breathe
about
out,
Qigong and Chinese medicine.
Release your
The real
ankles
thing. He was raised
and
on that
muscle
mountain.
on the below your belly button.
The heat that comes off of the people, the
Breathe
magnetism.
gentle, deep,
You never
slow,
ever
and
doubt it if you get
even.
near it. The Amachi, or this guy, or Sage Saint, real deal. That's the only thing that's going to make
To
you quiet.
regulate in your mind, when you sit down, please let go all the agenda and concern in your head. Let go all the attachment to the material life. Come to a place of peace and tranquility. You can choose to come sitting by the lake, by the crystal clear water lake, or sitting on top of the hill, overlook of the treetop, or sitting on the front deck and overlook all the garden. A place that you feel connect, a place you can feel the peaceful and tranquil. So now, please pay attention to this kind of energetic
You
sensation
can't meditate yourself.
through
That's
arm to
absurd.
arm.
You can let life
Human
or a
body
master of the
inside
cosmos
contain
meditate through you.
electrical low voltage.
That's it. So you have to forget who you
It's
are.
like a frequency, electrical
Trust.
frequency. This electrical molecule is like an energy field. If you're guiding them, it becomes cleansing. It cleansing all the energy meridian between the arm, which is benefit to the heart, lung, large and small intestine. Okay, so please pay attention to your left arm. From your palm, visualize there is a little bright ball, like a golf ball, or even a little bit bigger tennis ball size, but very bright and energetic, vibrating kind of energetic ball. And take the ball, follow your left arm up, follow your arm up, cross over the chest, to your right arm, down to your right hand as one circle. Half arm on your left side, half side is inhale, cross over the chest, start exhale from your right side down. So let's do it with me. Circle, one, inhale and exhale. The ball start travel from your left circle, two, circle, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, and 9. The ball is on the center of your palm. Let's reverse circle. In the future, when you practice all by yourself, you can circle up to 4 times 9, 36 circles before you reverse. So now let's reverse. From your right hand, follow right arm up with inhalation. From left arm down with exhalation. To feel this light ball, all the energetic electrical molecule will follow the inner arm, circulate like floating electrical molecule flowing together. So let's do 9 circles. Ready? 1, 2, inhale and exhale. 3, circle. 4, circle. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The electrical molecule that circulate in between the arm, creating vibration frequency. It's like a like music. Music flows through the one arm to another arm. It's like a flowing sand sometimes, that feeling, but it's a floating sensation. The sensation creates light and healing. So some of you might experience physical sensation, some electrical.
Keep allowing the meditation and find natural pauses. So you have a beautiful moment, you might pause and go beyond self. That's the real magic in meditation. Brainwave coherence, hormonal nectar. You release and discharge a lot of stress in just a moment's time. And that relief causes you to have a natural pause. Breathtaking beauty, suspended animation, feeling peace of mind, no thought. So you choose it. What would have that happen for you today? A $10,000 check, a new boyfriend, girlfriend, a great bite of food, what? Something will do it. So it's within the capacity of your brain to experience suspended animation and trust and profound relaxation. So you just develop a relationship with the feeling. I mean, when that Master Chen said, sa, 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 I don't know what that means, but that was fun. There's something that will cause you to feel peace of mind rather than thought. And if you train yourself to learn about the no thought place, then you have repeated experiences of inner nourishment, clean slate, new lace, this kind of stuff. So that in science is the most powerful place for self-healing. Great brainwave coherence happens when you have a wonderful moment. You want to bathe yourself in this now and feel it physically, independent of energy. So you go back and forth. The natural pause is because of great energy, and the sigh of relief is the relaxation of the energy and the energy going through your body. But the access point is no energy, no thought. Everybody wants your attention. Everybody wants something from you. Give everybody else up. Be alone for a second and go into the place of your own wonderful possibility to be healed, to be happy, to be whole. You can be happy right now, just for like 3 seconds, because you choose it. That doesn't have to do with somebody else. You must be independent of psychic magnetism to experience the reality of spirit. Consciously. See, people trick you into thinking that if you give them their attention, they'll give you energy and that's your solution. That's a lie. Nobody can give you much of anything. Maybe a moment of kindness. Maybe a bond of friendship, if you're really lucky. A bond of being on the same course in life. But ultimately, you really are going to go beyond forms and personalities to experience the truth of the one personality. So, there's no understanding, there's no completion or being done with it all. But if you take time every day, this will work, you know? Your methods, just whatever your methods are, Please just keep working it. And try to put those methods into a little science. Did my hormones change? Did my breathing pattern change? Did my brainwaves change? Did my experience of contentment change? So that's all I knew. Hope you all enjoyed yourself, and may God bless you and God bless America. Questions? Anything? Anybody before we go?
I just want to say I'm grateful to join you all today. Perfect, great timing. Thank you, William. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Carolyn. Carolina. Oh,
Carolina. You have to say it and do a mariachi dance thing when you do it.
Hey, buddy.
can I call her Honey Bunny too?
Ah! I don't know. You know, that's out of my league.
Oh, Tinder, Dennis, Maggie, nice. Thank you all.
Thank you, Katrina. And that new hair is very cute.
So what?
There's not a woman on the earth that if you don't say something's cute, she doesn't go, ah, thank you. So I figured I would. Your new hair is very cute.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. And I love you. But you know what I mean, honey bunny pie. Not the. So come back and visit us, okay? And do exactly as I say to the letter and don't think for yourself.
Got it.
What happened? Oh, he's on to me, huh? Karen. Anybody else want to chime? Come on, Janice, bring it. Let's rock. I want to wrestle Janice.
She said she lost her sound. It's in the chat.
Oh. Well, why don't you tell me these things? You're supposed to be managing all this stuff.
Oh, Katrina went to the restroom and came back too.
She did? Right in the middle. She pooped on it right where we're meditating.
She
Figured.
let it go for us. Thank you, Katrina. Yes.
I hope you had a good release.
She always does super work for me.
She's the transcendental one, that's for sure.
She
How about
left.
give me a question. What's your name? Andrea, give me a question. Will you? I'm afraid for you all.
Question? Oh
Mhm.
boy. I don't know if I have a question.
What have you been going through without saying specifics?
Well, I feel like, I don't know if this is a question, but something that you repeat over and over in so many different angles to all of us. And yesterday I was sitting with Sky and Earth I was moving furniture with Sky and Earth, and and it came to me about like relationships and relationships with ourselves and other people. And something you always say, and you never directly, I don't think, have said this, and if you did, it didn't land for me, but it was like the only relationship that is the most important is the relationship with God, creator. That's it. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's been trying to say this for over a year and I just got it.
If you don't have that, you're not going to have a successful relationship with the other person. No chance.
That's it. And I was like, oh, this is
The
the
other
bottom
person
line.
is
Got it.
yours. You're going to be let down because I'm just a human. You're just a human. We got stinky shit. But yeah, if you can say the tree, I can be totally alone with the tree. What's he saying now, Katrina?
What? Hey, I'm just letting the car do the work here.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Yeah,
Driving.
we can do it. You know, we can feel safe enough to realize that the air is the same thing that's fueling you as is fueling me. So that's embracing. Nature is the container of relationship. But we think, I'm so desperate, if I don't get the other person's attention, if I don't get something, then that's it, I'm dead. or I won't be able to survive, or I won't be able to, do my thing. But it's not true. You're again and again and again going to be sat down alone on your own ass.
Mhm.
It's going to happen all the time. And one day you're going to be laying and you're going to be minutes from death. And then you're going to know about it, hopefully. So I would like that experience to happen right now in terms of you being nourished with the aloneness. Because otherwise, that abandonment is hell. It's a torturous, lecherous thing that's on us from the field to make contact and to be heard and be approved of and be valued. The more you want that, the more you're going to be beaten into submission. So that's how nature works. Now, if you have the reality of, okay, I've got my guides, I've got my Tai Chi, I've got my book translation, I've got my want to be a coach, Maggie wants to be a coach, I've got my whatever I'm doing. Katrina's got some serious great stuff that she drops with the giving of spirit in I would call it channeling form or something like that. It's an amazing giving. We've all got our methods. You've got to make sure that method is more important than the other person. Because if the other person becomes your method, then you're trying to lock on to a tanker, and the other person is not a tanker. The other person, no matter who they are, even a guru, they just have so much, package of energy, and they can give it out now and then and stuff. But until we're like fully enlightened, we're just like empty out energy and get back in. And I don't know what fully enlightened is. So in the world of relationships, there's this belief that somebody else is going to do it for us, or that we're going to use them as a food chip, or all this stuff, because we're terribly attracted to the other person's attention and the other person's what they'll do for us and all these kind of stuff. But I would say that if you make that secondary, then you have the hope and the chance to create a relationship where you're both dancing together and it works. But otherwise, if you put this world first, subject, object, and relationships, and Maggie, if you put what you're going to do first, then there's no hope. Because, to be cliche-ish, cliquish, we're human beings, not human doings.
Mhm.
So if you could feel the magic of your childhood. Oh, she's laughing in front of us. That's all pointed.
I thought I was muted still. I'm laughing to myself. I'm like, that's good. Like, hallelujah, preach it, preacher. That's how I feel right now.
Well, it was nice being with you all today. I better go. No, but there you go. So you find a way to get alone to get back together. I do it with Carolina all the time because I'm such an ass that I've got to find a way to get alone and to smell my own shit so that I can see how I have to change my behavior so that I can try to get back together again. You have to do that every day. If you don't realize you have to do that, especially with the people you're in conflict with, even not close relationships. Maybe you're in some war with somebody. This is all psychic and psyche and magnetism. You've got to get alone to get back together. Then you can have a chance to look at the other person and see their divinity and see their wonder. And, that's what a sage and a saint does, Maggie. Of course, only in the Christian religion, though. But that's what a sage and a saint does. I'm going to hand it to her until she submits. You see the Jesus in the other person, or the Buddha, or the something. Can you imagine the arrogance of Jesus is the only way? It's evil. Sorry, you can beat me later. It's just evil. It's stupid, it's inconsiderate, and it's evil. And it's going to get whipped. Because, you've got presentations of divinity that are rock solid if you do your research everywhere. They're all over the place. And to say that way is the only way is actually just in my opinion, But in one sense, when you say it, it can be your belief. And you got to have a belief. You got to lock on to Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, mariachi. Mine's mariachi. I tell Lena, you know, I'm old school Mexicano. I'm doing this new stuff. Give me the big hat. Teach me the old ways. That's it. So you have to have one way. Of course, God is one. You have to be able to concentrate. But you really get into a sticky area when you say that Katrina isn't talking Jesus when she says some of this stuff. You know, it can be all sorts of packaging. I'll tell you, Maggie, the more enlightened you get, the more Jesus is talking all the time out of everybody's mouth but yours. That's enlightenment. And every sage and saint says that. And you know, Jesus and the disciples, what are they doing? They're trying to find the divinity in the other person and give them a chance to be born again. That which is born of flesh is flesh. That which is born of spirit is spirit. That's the difference between energy and spirit. The whole thing I'm telling you all the time. If you're locked in the world of for and against all the time, Maggie's laughing her head off because I'm giving it to you. If you're locked in the world of for and against all the time, then you don't really see, like the Bible says, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior before the end of this call. And it's nothing against Jesus, because you know I love Jesus and I love the Bible. But it says in Romans 8:28, behold, all things work together for the good of those who love God, those who are called according to his purpose. So that quote is fantastic. I mean, that's the Tao. That's all things are working together for the good of those who love God. What? So the more enlightened you get, the more every single thing is God, and you're the only person that's dumb enough to not recognize it. You're the only one that, when he did, what she did, what they said, Democrat, Republican. It's a trap. Now, discernment allows you to take certain actions and to say, hey, you know what? I like this Jesus gig, and you know I love the Jesus gig. There's very few religions and presentations that say it as clear as that. Justification, substitution, anointing, redemption, repentance. Oh my God, it's amazingly wonderful. It does everywhere else too, but discernment allows you to then move and shake and say, I'm going to turn left here, I'm going to go straight here, I'm going to go right here. That's the relative world. But the absolute world encompasses the relative world into a oneness of that Romans 8:28. And even though you've had this, and everybody has got to have the one belief, I'll tell you something I learned in my life. If you're not able to be completely freaking wrong and suddenly realize it, that you were totally stupid and wrong for the last 30 years of your life, then you're not going to survive. So I have that experience all the time, you know, where I can't believe that I'm this dumb constantly, that I don't understand. And then I get angry, and because I read all the books and I did all the training, I'm the one that knows, and I'm just the stupidest thing. Carolina knows this very well. Yes, honey, I understand. Let's have a tortilla. And so then I'll get better by a little grace, little woman grace, you know? So even though you've got a grasp on something, you know, I guess it's really nice to see that love is God in all the religions. So if you're feeling loved and you're cared about and you have peace of mind and you're quiet, use that. You don't have to think about my challenging and whether I'm the devil, you know, and all this stuff. But my suggestion as everybody's friend is am I falling in love right now? Am I happy right now? Am I going in a positive direction right now? Or am I doing what I've always done, which is searching for a piece of cheese like a freaking mouse? And I'll tell you, more of your reality, you, all of you, and me, is searching for a piece of cheese like a mouse, like a little addict. So repentance means changing that and trying to break down the wall and accept grace so that you can change your behavior and things like that. Well, anyhow, you know, the being loved, being cared about as an individual and going beyond thought, that's about the only chance somebody has to get beyond energy, to get beyond who you are and who he is and everybody wants to be the knower. But if you can have, and you know, be the source, I'm the one that knows. I'm the one that really knows. Pay attention to me. If you can get beyond that and go to your my favorites list and be abandoned in your own world to your path, then guess what? Everybody else is going to make sense. You can care about them. You can speak your mind. You can do whatever you want. And you got miracle power then. Talk about heal the, all that stuff. So It's all real. And that's it. So after this, then, I just start over. I'm going to go and start over again. Every day. That's all I do. So now I'm going to go with Lena. We're going to go to the garden. And I'm going to expose that I'm dumb as a freaking brick. And that I have no solutions and I have no answers. So after you exhaust yourself and you said your piece and you did your service, go back to step one. Start over. I don't know. I have a problem. I'm confused. I need your help. That ought to be a mantra in your life. And actually become self-responsible and stop using people. Things like that. All right. I love you all. And I'll see you the second week of second Saturday of next month. Huh? Blessings.